Hey entrepreneur, in today's video we're going to talk about the history of Rolex, the beginning, 1905 to 1919. 1905, Hans Wilsdorf. The history of Rolex is closely linked to the visionary spirit of its founder, Hans Wilsdorf. In 1905, at the age of 24, Hans Wilsdorf founded a company in London specializing in the distribution of watches. Wilsdorf already foresaw the advantages of wearing a watch on the wrist. Even knowing that the accuracy of these watches needed improvement, Hans Wilsdorf was confident that they could become not only elegant but also reliable. To convince the public that his innovative watches were worthy of the highest trust, he equipped them with extremely small and precise mechanisms, produced by a watchmaking company based in Bienne, Switzerland. 1908. A stroke of genius in 5 letters. I tried to combine the letters of the alphabet in every possible way, said Hans Wilsdorf. I came up with hundreds of names, but none seemed to fit. One morning, sitting on the upper deck of a horse-drawn bus, as it passed along Cheapside in the city of London, a good spirit whispered in my ear, "Rolex." 1910. The pursuit of chronometric precision. Rolex initially focused on the quality of its mechanisms. Its tireless efforts to develop a device that could ensure the chronometric precision of its watches soon bore fruit. In 1910, the official watch rating center in Bienne awarded, for the first time in its history, the official Swiss certificate to a wristwatch. 1914. A-class precision certificate. 4 years later, in 1914, the Kew Observatory in London awarded the Rolex wristwatch a Class A precision certificate, a distinction that had until then been reserved exclusively for marine chronometers. From this date onwards, Rolex watches became synonymous with precision. 1919. Geneva. Rolex moved to Geneva, a city internationally renowned for its watchmaking tradition. Monter's Rolex SA was registered in Geneva in 1920. Milestones in watchmaking history. 1926 to 1945. 1926. The first waterproof watch. In 1926, the creation of the first waterproof and dust-proof wristwatch was a landmark in Rolex history. Named the Oyster, this watch was equipped with a hermetically sealed case, ensuring optimal protection of the mechanism. 1927. The English Channel crossing. It's one thing to claim a watch is waterproof. It's another to provide proof. In 1927, a Rolex Oyster crossed the English Channel on the wrist of young English swimmer Mercedes Gleitze. The crossing lasted 10 hours, and when it was over, the watch was still functioning perfectly. 1927. The Ambassador concept. To commemorate the Channel crossing, Rolex published a full-page advertisement on the front cover of the Daily Mail newspaper, proclaiming the success of the waterproof watch. This event marked the creation of the Ambassador concept. 1931. Perpetual mechanism. In 1931, Rolex created and patented the world's first self-winding mechanism equipped with a perpetual rotor. This ingenious system, a true work of art, remains the heart of all modern automatic watches. 1933. Flight over Everest. The first expedition to fly over Everest was equipped with Rolex Oyster watches. The crew members were extremely satisfied with the watch's performance. 1935. Sir Malcolm Campbell. In the 1930s, Rolex and Sir Malcolm Campbell, one of the fastest drivers in the world, formed a partnership. On September 4, 1935, behind the wheel of his Bluebird, the Speed King set the land speed record, reaching 300 miles per hour, 485 kilometers per hour, at Bonneville Salt Flats, Utah. Sir Malcolm broke the world speed record 9 times between 1924 and 1935, 5 times at Daytona Beach, Florida. 1935. A living laboratory. Rolex identified the best opportunities to test, refine, and showcase the technical performance of the Oyster in various fields. Sports, aviation, motor racing, and expeditions became authentic laboratories for the many technical attributes of the watches. 1935. Letters to Rolex. I have been using my Rolex watch for some time now, and it continues to perform perfectly under extreme conditions. Sir Malcolm Campbell. 1945. The first Datejust. The year 1945 witnessed the birth of the Datejust, the first self-winding chronometer wristwatch to display the date in an aperture on the dial. A watch of great distinction, the Datejust is equipped with a Jubilee bracelet, specially designed for it, and a fluted bezel, making it immediately recognizable as a Rolex. It is the pillar of the Oyster Perpetual Collection. Pioneering explorations. 1953 to 1967. 1953. Pioneering watches. In the early 1950s, Rolex developed watches used as professional instruments, whose functions went far beyond simply telling time. These watches were designed for professional activities such as diving, aviation, mountaineering, and scientific exploration. The professional models sparked enduring enthusiasm and established themselves as watches of great achievements. 1953. Everest. In 1953, members of the expedition led by Sir John Hunt, in which Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay first reached the summit of Everest, were equipped with Rolex Oyster Perpetual watches. 1953. Explorer. A direct result of this fascinating chapter of human adventure, the Explorer, launched in 1953 to celebrate the triumphal ascent of Everest, was immediately elevated to iconic status. 1953. Submariner. Launched in 1953, the Submariner was the first watch guaranteed to be waterproof up to 100 meters. Its bidirectional bezel allows divers to read their immersion time. 1953. The first intercontinental flights. With the advent of intercontinental travel in the 1950s, airlines began to quickly cross multiple time zones. For the first time, it became important to know the time in different parts of the world simultaneously. We were on the brink of the jet age, and Rolex responded to these new demands with a watch that matched the evolution of the moment. 1955. GMT Master. Initially conceived as a navigation aid for professionals who travel the world, the GMT Master became the official watch of several airlines, including the famous Pan American World Airways, popularly known as Pan AM. Its most distinctive feature was the two-tone bezel that differentiated daylight hours from nighttime hours. 1956. Day-Date. In 1956, the Day-Date made its debut. Available only in 18-karat gold or platinum, it was the first wristwatch to display the date and the day of the week spelled out in full in an aperture on the dial. Equipped with the President bracelet, originally created for it, the Day-Date continues to be the watch of influential people par excellence. 1956. Leadership. Rolex watches have always been associated with individuals who, at some point in history, influenced the course of humanity. Their worldviews, areas of excellence, or achievements may have been diverse, but what these exceptional men and women often had in common was the watch, the Day-Date. 1957. Lady Datejust. The Lady Datejust was the first women's version of the Rolex chronometer equipped with a calendar, inheriting its legacy of timeless elegance and functionality in more delicate dimensions. 1959. Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach, Florida, is a long, flat, and firm beach that helped the city of Daytona forge its legend as the world's speed capital. 14 land speed records were set there between 1904 and 1935, 5 of them achieved by the famous Rolex wearer, Sir Malcolm Campbell. Over the years, the beach's sand deteriorated. In 1959, a high-speed superspeedway was built, the Daytona International Speedway. This new motor racing venue quickly became one of the most prestigious endurance races in the world, alongside the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Although the track is no longer made of sand, Daytona remains the stage for a legendary test of driver and machine, the Rolex 24 at Daytona. 1960. Deep Sea Special. In the 1950s, Rolex conducted rigorous tests with an experimental watch called the Deep Sea Special. Based on the knowledge gained during the development of the first two models, the third Deep Sea Special was able to withstand the most extreme conditions, the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. 1960. The deepest dive. In 1960, the experimental bathyscaphe Trieste successfully descended to the Mariana Trench, the deepest known depression on Earth's surface. With Lieutenant Don Walsh at the helm, accompanied by Jacques Picard, the Trieste accomplished an incredible feat that forever changed deep-sea exploration. Upon emerging from a depth of 10,916 meters, the bathyscaphe was in perfect condition, as was the experimental Rolex Deep Sea Special Watch that had been attached to the outside of the submersible during the historic dive. 1963. Cosmograph Daytona. Launched in 1963 as the next-generation chronograph, the Cosmograph quickly earned the name that made it a true icon, Daytona. Designed to be the ultimate tool for endurance race drivers, the Cosmograph Daytona is robust, waterproof, and equipped with a bezel featuring a tachymetric scale for calculating average speed. 1967. Sea Dweller. In 1967, the Sea Dweller was launched, a watch waterproof to a depth of 610 meters. To meet the needs of deep-sea divers, the case was equipped with a helium escape valve, allowing the helium contained in the gas mixtures used during long decompression phases in hyperbaric chambers to be released without damaging the watch. Expanding knowledge. 1971 to 1992. 1971. Explorer 2. Rolex introduced the Explorer 2, designed for polar explorers, speleologists, and all those who push current expeditions to new frontiers. The watch features a distinctive 24-hour hand, an invaluable aid in distinguishing day from night in polar regions or deep within the Earth. 1971. COMEX. A privileged relationship was established between Rolex and the company Maritime d'Expertises, COMEX, whose divers used Rolex Sea Dweller watches during their deep-sea work. Led by Henri-Germain Delause, the company played a pioneering role in deep-sea diving and remains a specialist in hyperbaric engineering and underwater work. The relationship between Rolex and COMEX continues to be stronger than ever, as demonstrated by the hyperbaric chamber specially developed by the Marseille-based company to test diving watches. 1976. Rolex Awards for Enterprise. In honor of the 50th anniversary of the Oyster, Rolex created the Rolex Awards for Enterprise to support exceptional individuals who demonstrate courage and determination in tackling significant challenges. The Rolex Awards for Enterprise are granted to new or ongoing projects anywhere in the world that deserve support for their potential to improve human life or protect humanity's cultural and natural heritage. The projects cover all aspects of humanity, contributing to expanding knowledge or improving life on the planet. 1978. Sea Dweller 4000. Rolex launched the Sea Dweller 4000, a watch waterproof up to a depth of 1,220 meters. 1985. 904L Steel. Exclusively manufactured for the brand, Oyster Steel belongs to the 904L Steel family, an alloy used primarily in advanced technology sectors such as aerospace and chemical industries. Oyster Steel is particularly resistant to corrosion and retains its shine even in extreme environments. In 1985, Rolex became the first watchmaking brand to use a steel from the 904L family to manufacture its watch cases. 1992. Rolex and yachting. Rolex proudly sponsors some of the world's most prestigious offshore competitions. 1992. Yachtmaster. The year 1992 was marked by the launch of the Yachtmaster. This new model strengthened the ties between Rolex and the world of yachting. Extraordinary innovations. 2000 to 2013. 2000. 4,130 movement. The Cosmograph Daytona is equipped with the caliber 4130, a self-winding mechanical chronograph movement entirely developed and produced by Rolex in the year 2000. It also features a chronograph function with a reduced number of components. 2002. Mentors and Protégés. The Rolex Mentors and Protégés Arts Initiative was established in 2002 to support young talents through a unique program of individual mentorship with a renowned master in their artistic discipline. Over more than a decade, the creative community of the mentorship program has extended across various continents and cultures, now including renowned artists of different generations and diverse experiences. 2005. Serichrome bezel. Rolex developed and patented the Serichrome bezel specifically for professional models to ensure the lasting beauty and functionality of its watches even in extreme conditions. Made from an extremely hard ceramic material, the bezel is virtually scratch-proof and resistant to fading. Its diamond-polished surface has an exceptional shine, and the engraved 24-hour graduations are coated with a thin layer of platinum. The graduations are engraved and subsequently coated with a thin layer of platinum. 2005. Blue Parachrom hairspring. After 5 years of research, Rolex developed the Blue Parachrom hairspring. Made from a paramagnetic alloy, it is resistant to magnetic fields and up to 10 times more shock-resistant than traditional hairsprings. Traditionally, the blue color of the hairspring has been considered a symbol of prestige reserved for the most precise watches. 2007. Yachtmaster 2. The Yachtmaster 2 is the first watch equipped with a programmable countdown system with mechanical memory. This function can be accessed through the rotating bezel thanks to the ring command system, developed and patented by Rolex. This regatta chronograph with a countdown function allows sailors to cross the starting line as soon as the signal is given. 2012. Sky Dweller. Rolex introduced an innovative new model, the Sky Dweller, a technological masterpiece designed for world travelers. It features an intuitive and easy-to-read dual time zone, as well as a particularly innovative calendar called Saros, named after the astronomical phenomenon that inspired it, which requires only one date adjustment per year. To facilitate the setting of functions, it is also equipped with a new interface, the Ring Command System. 2012. The Deepest Point on Earth. On March 26, 2012, filmmaker and explorer James Cameron made a historic dive aboard his submersible to the deepest part of the oceans, the Mariana Trench. This was the first manned dive to the deepest part of the trench, known as the Challenger Deep, since the Trieste expedition with 2 men on board in 1960. 2012. Rolex Deep Sea Challenge. The Rolex Deep Sea Challenge is an experimental diving watch with waterproofing guaranteed to a depth of 12,000 meters, entirely developed and manufactured by Rolex to withstand the colossal pressure at the depths of the ocean. It set a new world record for depth for a diving watch. Pushing boundaries. 2013 to 2022. 2013. Two-tone Serichrome bezel disc. In 2013, Rolex launched a GMT Master 2 with a two-tone Serichrome disc in blue and black ceramic. A year later, the watch was released with a Serichrome disc in red and blue ceramic. These color combinations on a monoblock ceramic component were each a world first, unprecedented in the watchmaking industry. 2014. Caliber 2236 with Siloxy hairspring. Rolex introduced the new Caliber 2236 and the Siloxy silicon hairspring, which was developed in-house and offers unparalleled chronometric performance for smaller watches. This self-winding mechanical movement is entirely produced by Rolex and inaugurates a new generation of calibers. 2014. International Architecture Exhibition. Driven by the desire to constantly rethink spatial dimensions and promote innovations that transcend the boundaries of time, Rolex integrates architecture as part of its universe. As the exclusive partner and official watch of the International Architecture Exhibition of the Venice Biennale, the world's largest forum of ideas for professionals in the field, Rolex continues to strengthen its long-standing contribution to architectural innovation. 2015. Caliber 3255. Rolex introduced a new generation mechanical movement, the Caliber 3255. Integrated into the Day-Date 40, it sets a new standard for performance in terms of precision, power reserve, shock resistance, magnetism resistance, ease of adjustment, and reliability. The caliber's power reserve reaches up to 3 days, approximately 70 hours, representing a 24-hour or 50% increase compared to the previous generation's movement. 2015. Oysterflex bracelet. Rolex innovated by creating the Oysterflex bracelet, developed and patented by the brand. The first version was launched in black and Evro's 18-karat gold for the nautical Yachtmaster watch. This technical bracelet combines the robustness and reliability of a metal bracelet with the flexibility, comfort, and aesthetics of an elastomer strap. Its interior consists of a super-elastic metal blade overmolded with high-performance black elastomer. 2015. Superlative Chronometer Certification. All Rolex watches benefit from the Superlative Chronometer Certification, redefined by Rolex in 2015. This exclusive title certifies that the watch has successfully passed a series of tests conducted by Rolex in its own laboratories, according to its own criteria. The Superlative Chronometer Certification is accompanied by a 5-year international guarantee. 2017. Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Rolex watches are known as symbols of style and have appeared in various classic films for decades. In 2017, the brand became the exclusive watch of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which has organized the Oscars ceremony in Los Angeles since 1929. It is also a founding supporter of the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, which aims to preserve the history of cinema. 2019. Perpetual Planet Initiative. For many years, Rolex has supported organizations and individuals who fight for the future of the planet. In 2019, Rolex brought them together under the banner of the Perpetual Planet Initiative. They are explorers, scientists, entrepreneurs, and citizens committed to the common good. By taking concrete steps to find solutions to today's major challenges, they inspire new generations to change the future of our planet. Rolex supports them through the Perpetual Planet Initiative. 2019. Premium Partner and Official Watch of Roland Garros. In 2019, Rolex became the premium partner and official watch of the Roland Garros tournament, the only Grand Slam played on clay. It was an event that solidified the links between the brand and tennis, a partnership that dates back to 1978 when Rolex became the official watch of the Wimbledon tournament. Since then, the brand has been involved in all major tennis events and is now a partner of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. 2019. Official Watch of Sail GP. With innovative, high-performance catamarans, the Sail GP circuit is redefining the world of competitive sailing. These flying yachts make up the fastest fleet in history. In 2019, Rolex strengthened its ties with the world of sailing, which extend over 70 years, and became a founding partner of the circuit that attracts the great talents of sailing. 2020. New calibers 2232 and 3230. The calibers 2232 and 3230 are self-winding mechanical movements, entirely developed and manufactured by Rolex. Packed with technology, these movements have been the subject of several patent applications. The caliber 2232 features a siloxy silicon hairspring, and the caliber 3230 has an optimized version of the blue parachrome hairspring, made by Rolex from an exclusive niobium zirconium alloy. The caliber 2232 contains a paramagnetic nickel-phosphorus escape wheel, while the 3230 is equipped with a patented chronergy escapement, made from the same alloy. 2021. Official Partner and Official Watch of the PGA Championship. In 2021, Rolex renewed its partnership with the PGA of America to become the official partner and official watch of the organization and its premier tournament, the PGA Championship. The brand is now associated with all the major tournaments for men and women, as well as being the global partner of the Ryder Cup, the greatest team tournament. The PGA Championship is the only major exclusive to professionals. It takes place on some of the most competitive courses in the United States and features the world's top 100 golfers. 2022. Day date in platinum with fluted bezel. Rolex presented, for the first time, a day date 40 in 950 platinum featuring a fluted bezel made from the same precious metal. Several years of research were required to adapt the fluting process for the noblest of metals. This technical feat marks a new stage in Rolex's expertise, and the fluted bezel in platinum is now part of the brand's stylistic heritage. 2022. Launch of the Deep Sea Challenge. The Oyster Perpetual Deep Sea Challenge was inspired by the experimental watch taken by James Cameron on his historic dive on March 26, 2012, into the Mariana Trench. It is a model that synthesizes Rolex's long experience and expertise in making diving watches. Made of RLX titanium and equipped with a helium valve and the ring lock system, it can accompany any type of dive. In open water, in a submersible, or in a hyperbaric chamber. Waterproof to 11,000 meters below sea level. This watch is made for great depths. Here it is, entrepreneurs. That was today's video. I hope you enjoyed this story of entrepreneurship and innovation and that you gained some valuable insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and share it with a friend who might also be interested. A big hug, and see you next time.